Hello, everybody, and welcome to this impromptu live broadcast with me, Charlie Wyman, and Fifi Mason. Welcome, Fifi. Thank you for joining me today.
No problem. This is my first live, so let's see how it goes.
I think when we did a YouTube live last year, didn't we? And that was like your first YouTube live. So this is your first link live.
Yeah.
So good to introduce you to all of these new things.
Yeah.
So we are here today to talk about your upcoming event, which is the Quietly Influential Summit. And we spoke about this last year because you ran this event in August, and the feedback that came through was just amazing. And everybody was saying, really looking forward to the next event. And I was absolutely thrilled to be invited to speak at this event. And I also thought it would be a great opportunity for you to sort of just join me and explain to everybody kind of like what to expect, why was it so good last time, and what are they going to expect from this particular event this time?
Yeah, cool. Okay. So, last year was the first time I've ever run a summit. It was pretty daunting, but I decided to go for it, and it went pretty well. I got some amazing speakers. Got to actually talk to someone who I really look up to, Mark Schaefer. He's definitely someone who I admire in the personal branding space, and it was just an honor to actually chat to him. We had just a load of amazing speakers last time, and the feedback was just really positive. Everyone enjoyed it, and I don't think people were overwhelmed by it. I think a lot of the time when there's online events and there's a lot going on, it can get quite overwhelming, but I did do a lot of things to kind of help that. And I've done the same this time. So this event is, it's the same kind of premise. It's to help introvert business owners to develop a personal brand business that's in line with their energy and their personality, and just to be able to learn from others who have been before them, who may be introverted themselves. Some aren't, but some are. Most of them are. To just learn from them and find out what they can pick up, to just make it easier to put themselves out there. And that's basically a summary of the event. It's 5 days free event, and it's going to be from next Monday, the 15th.
Brilliant. So the 15th to the 19th of March, the link is floating around at the bottom of the screen. So if you would like to get a free ticket to this event, then just copy the link. I believe I've also put it in the body of this post, so you can just click on that and then go and grab your ticket. But it's definitely something that you're going to want to be part of. Obviously, I'm biased and think that my session is going to be awesome and you're going to get a huge amount of value from it. I'm going to be sharing my Otter framework with you, because it's something that will really help focus your time and your energy and also your budget when it comes to doing your marketing. And one of the things that I loved about the summit, when I spoke to Fifi about this originally, was that it's aimed at helping you manage your energy. Now, I don't identify as being an introvert, even though I'm very much sort of slap bang in the middle of the scale. If you look at sort of extrovert, introvert, although the majority of people that know me think that I'm a raving extrovert. But I am quite introverted at times. And I also think that there's this sort of belief in the market at the moment that, it's just all about having to shout the loudest, or who can shout the loudest. And it's not the case. You can be quietly influential. You can build a really solid business in your own way, on your own terms. So Fifi, do you want to talk us through who are some of the speakers and what are they talking about?
Yeah, so I've made it kind of a flow in a sense. So we start off with mindset. I think that's really important to actually work on your mindset and develop ways in how you can just become more resilient and just like be able to control your thoughts easier and not feel as stressed and things like that. So we have Sophie Morris, who's going to be talking about dealing with stress and overwhelm. We've got the amazing Teresa Heath Waring, who is an extrovert but has some amazing processes to help you develop your mindset, and she just shares what she does herself. And then we have Tracy Gillett, who is going to be talking about social anxiety and how to overcome some of those types of mindset blocks. And then we have Mark Hunter, who is the sales hunter, and he's going to be approaching sales from a mindset perspective. So talking about how you can just get the right mindset to approach sales. And then we have Mark Metry, who is the author of Screw Being Shy. So I think that's going to be a really interesting conversation with Matthew that he's going to be having. The next couple of days after that, we have the brand and visibility. So we have a range of different speakers. We have someone I really look up to, Mike Kim, who is he has an amazing podcast, and he knows his stuff when it comes to personal branding. So he's definitely someone to listen to. We've got the amazing Nancy Ankowitz, and she is the author of Self-Promotion for Introverts. She's going to be sharing some of her insights. We have lots of speakers in that area, so definitely go and check out the agenda and see what is available. On the fourth day, it's all about connection. So how to build connections, build relationships, and a network, but in a way that suits you. So it's not done in a way that you're just not comfortable with. And we have the founder of BNI, Ivan Munster, and he is going to be talking about how he's an introvert, which is quite a surprise for a lot of people. And he'll be sharing some of his strategies. We have my co-host, Matthew Pollard, who is helping me with this summit, which is amazing. He's going to be talking about networking for introverts as well. And some other amazing speakers, but also that evening, because it's quite apt, I'm going to be hosting an introvert-friendly networking session, and that will be on AirMeet. So I don't know if you've come across that before, but you can have like different tables, and you can just talk to one or two people. You can move around, and it's just like not as intimidating with loads of people talking and not knowing when to speak.
I think I've heard of it. I think it's very similar to Remo.
Yes, very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, very similar to Remo. For anybody watching this that wants to know more about networking platforms, I obviously sign up for this event. It's quietly influential summit. I've lost my words there because it is going to be absolutely brilliant. But also, so I did an interview on my podcast, The Curiosity Key, with a brilliant person called Bradley Hatchett, and we talked about using Remo as an alternative to Zoom for networking, because it's got that ability. You can have a one-to-one conversation, or you can have a conversation with two other people, because it can be quite difficult online, can't it, to really judge how to enter a conversation that's already been started, or how to sort of mingle and network with other people.
Yeah, so some of those networking events on Zoom that I've attended, and I'm just sat there I don't know when I can speak. I'm not sure. So there's so many people contributing, and it's really difficult to get in. So, and I know there's breakout rooms and things, but not all of them do that. And I just thought this platform was going to be ideal for that. Just to have people on, and they can actually have a chance to put some of the things they learned that earlier that day into practice in that evening. And the Friday, the final day, when your presentation is available, is all about productivity, and we're going to be looking at managing your energy. We have the brilliant Robin Kennedy, and they're talking about the illusion of being everywhere, because I just think they are just everywhere. I see them all the time, and yeah, so I had to get them on to ask them about that, and so we have a great conversation. And there is also Jonathan Stewart, who is going to be talking about systems and how to set up systems so you can have more joy in your business, so you're not feeling like you're doing lots of things. And there's Ashley Harwood and Dale Beaumont. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And yeah, both of them are going to be really great to watch as well. So lots and lots and lots going on, and lots to watch. And touching on how to make it less overwhelming, I have created a quiz so that you can just do the quiz, find out what you need to prioritize, and then you can see what you can watch, rather than having to watch everything.
You beat me to it with that question, because that was something I was going to say. I think all online, or even all event hosts, need to go to the Quietly Influential booking page. Once you bought your free ticket, you can go through this fantastic quiz that basically helps you identify what are your kind of key challenges, or what are you looking to learn more about, and it will direct you specifically to those sessions based on your responses. And I've been organizing, going to, sponsoring and hosting my own events for years now, and I've never seen anything quite as slick as that. So I was really impressed with that, and I'm like, right, everybody needs to watch this.
It's quite handy to have that, and then I also have the calendar, so you can schedule things in. And there's also, because I'm a massive fan of Notion and I love Notion, I created a note-taking dashboard as well, so you can grab that and just to make notes and plan in what you're going to watch and when you're going to watch it, and manage your day, I suppose, around your week, around what is on, and what you do want to tune in for. You get 24 hours to watch everything. So as soon as one session becomes available, it's available for a full 24 hours. So you don't have to tune in straight away. And yeah, I just try to make it as easy as possible to actually be involved in and catch as much as possible. Yeah, I think it worked really well last year, so I've just done the same, and it seems like it's going to be a great one.
Oh, brilliant. And I wanted to share a couple of tips. I wrote an article on LinkedIn a few years ago, so it's a few years old now, and it was based around the good old days where we could meet people in person, or like from my point of view, the good old days where we could meet people in person. But there's a lot of stuff in that article that you can apply to events such as this to get more from the event. What I found is that over the years, whether it's like a training event or a summit, a conference, or even a trade show, we all think about, especially managing our energy, as going to the event is the hard bit. It's the time consuming bit, because you're out of the office, and it does take up a lot of energy, whether you're introverted, extroverted, or somewhere in the middle. So it's important to manage that energy. But if you really want to get what I call real results from that activity, the stuff that you do before the event and the stuff that you do after the event is going to make the difference as to whether or not you get more from it. And on LinkedIn, there's a few recent features that really help that process. So when you go to a networking event and you can see somebody's name written out, and you look at it and you just think, I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. And you have that moment of awkwardness where you're sort of trying to figure out how to ask the person that you're speaking to how to pronounce their name. Now, LinkedIn now have this voice feature where you can go to somebody's profile and actually listen to them say their name. And it's brilliant because some people have got really, really creative around how they're explaining their name in their profile. So I do recommend just going and seeing what other people are doing and exploring. There's a guy called Dave Officer who is a graphic designer. I always point everybody towards his profile because he has one of the best voice intros I have come across. It's brilliant. But also, like, obviously being one of the speakers myself, if you're going to the event or if you're interested in my talk or any of the other speakers' talks, look them up on LinkedIn, understand what their background is, and, send them a connection request or send them a note to tell them what you enjoyed about their session, or like in some cases what you didn't enjoy about the session, because that's useful feedback as well. But, you've got this incredible platform that you can, connect with people before the event. You can connect with people during the event, and you can also follow up with them after the event as well. So, kind of get stuck into the conversation, because then you're going to get so much more from it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is important. And then this is something that I think we discuss, me and Matthew discuss in the interview I did with him, is being prepared and knowing who you want to reach out to and speak to, and using an event, any kind of event, to make connections and meet new people. It's not just a learning opportunity. There's other things that you can get involved in. So yeah, definitely use LinkedIn for that.
And I did want to ask you, like, what's your driver? Like, what made you start this event, and then what made you do it again?
The reason, well, I'd been thinking about it for about a year, and I was just like, I could never do that. Like, just the thought of it was intimidating, and I get that a lot when I ask other people. They're like, no way, I would never ever do one. And I think the worst, well, not the worst, but the hardest part was the reaching out to speakers and feeling intimidated having to speak to them and interview them. And that's what was putting me off the most. I'm very good at organizing things. I'm very good at planning things out. So I was fine with that. I did that, but it was just the actually dealing with people part of it that I struggled with. And it was an article or a podcast that I came across. I think it was a podcast by a speaker I had on last year, Kristen Stewart, and she is she's just all about summits. That's what she does, and she has this amazing community and amazing product that helps you and all these things. And I came across her, and she had a podcast episode about being an introvert herself, and I was just like, so I can't use this as an excuse. I can get over this. I can get past it. It's something I can move forward and do it. And yeah, so I just decided this is going to make a big impact in my business. It's going to help me. It's going to be an opportunity to help lots of people in one go, and that was another driving force. Like, I just felt like I wanted to give more and do more, and I thought this was just a great way of doing that. So yeah, the first I planned it in 90 days. The first one, I probably picked the worst week to host it, but I learned from that. And that's why this one's been done in March, which is also National Introverts Week in the US. So it kind of ties in quite well. But yeah, so after the first one, I think I got the bug. I got the summit hosting bug, which is quite common when you speak to people who host summits, because it's so much easier the second time. Like, you've planned it out, you've got all this, you've got all the tasks, everything that you need to do, and it's just changing it and tweaking it and improving it. So that's what I've done this year for this one, and I think it's going to be even better, and I will definitely do another one, and it'll be even better, and it's just going to grow from there. So I'm really excited to keep going.
Oh, brilliant. You're very inspiring. It's great to listen to you and also talk about, the the fact that you put those systems and processes in place, and you're reviewing what works. And I always talk about the 3 areas of, well, it's like marketing and business really. It's like understanding what your priorities are, leveraging the assets that you've already got, which you're doing because you've got all of these assets from the previous event, and then you're creating systems and processes, and just keep optimizing and improving them. So it's brilliant to hear. It's a great example. And also, I am so impressed at how well organized you are, like especially with the all of the information for speakers. There's definitely I think any speaker can learn a huge amount about organizing summits based on what you've done with this one. So it's really looking forward to it, and I hope that anybody watching this has an insight as to what to expect and wants to get involved.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting 5 days, and lots going on. The Facebook group, we've got competitions, live Q&As, all sorts of stuff in there as well, and it's all free, so you might as well just come and join in.
Brilliant. And if you ever want to do it on LinkedIn in future, do let me know, because I like everybody's doing a lot of Facebook centered events. It's great that you've got this different platform to do it as well. But I did a 5-day event on a LinkedIn event using LinkedIn Live. So you do need to have LinkedIn Live in order to do it. And it worked really, really well. Because I think a few people have spoken to me recently thinking, all right, well, if I want to do a summit or if I want to do an event, I have to have a Facebook group. So, for anybody watching this and thinking, I have to have a Facebook group, you don't. You can do it all on LinkedIn, and it does work really, really well. So, if you ever want to, if I can bring you over to the light side at some point in the future.
Potentially, although I am considering just taking it onto the website and having a community there for the next one. So that's something that I want to start to build.
Old school communities. I love that. Yes, definitely. I was one of those people that remembers the good old days of forums. And I'm like, bring back.
Yeah, forums were great.
There we go. I love it. Is there any parting words of wisdom or anything that you want to share before we crack on with our day?
No, not that I can think of. You put me on the spot there. I'm not that quick at thinking. So I think, just if you get an hour, just come and check it out. I hope to see you there. And if you do want any information about it, you can get in touch with me or Charlie.
Brilliant. And I just have to say, even if you just go and see one of the speakers, obviously like my session is going to be great. But there are so many amazing speakers. So even if you just tune into one of them, you're going to get so much value from it, and it's free. So definitely worth getting involved in. So thank you for joining me to talk about the event. And, I think it's going to be great. Good luck for the running of it, and look forward to catching up with you afterwards.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Brilliant. Bye. Bye, everyone.